going on with the family? I'm giving you guys a chance to get the notification. Come on out here real quick. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Good seeing everyone. Thank you, Ancient Garden. Thank you to the moderators. I appreciate you guys always being available, being able to come up. It's great seeing everyone. Thank you guys. Thanks to everybody for showing up. Thank you everyone for all the support, all the blessings, all the prayers. It's just it's amazing right in the times that we are in right now. Yes, sir. Brandon Turner. Is that what that's from? I think it's Spider-Man. But oh my goodness. We got people over here with the Christian doctrine over here. Yeah, it's my favorite time of the year. I love the fall season. You know, I love that time of the year, the leaves changing and everything, because that's really the times that we're in right now. We're in a time of change right now. We are seeing huge changes going on. And we're seeing the fall of a society that has had us at the bottom. We're seeing the end of the last kingdom, the last vestiges of our enemies, the last time of their blessing, you know, and it's just amazing to watch how the Father has been working. You know, I love the fall, you know, and except the fall has like so many different meanings now, you know. It's like the fall of the society, the rise of the Israelites, the fall of the other nations, the fall of Psalms 83. You know, very serious times right now. I said, and we are just so blessed by the Most High to be here at this time and to have the understanding, you know, that the Most High has given us. Yeah, thank you. I said for watching those other videos as well. I said Most High just giving me information, and I'm just, you know, bringing things out, bringing things to people's attention. Hopefully, you know, they're studying on their own. My brother, the 12, sent me a video. I only watched a little bit of it, but it was about pretty much like you're not going to be able to find like who we really are in books on Amazon. And I'm not like down talking to anyone or whatever else. The brother who made the video, you know, nothing like that at all. But you are going to find who you are to a certain extent in many different places, you know. The Most High said that we're going to have to study to show ourselves approved. And, you know, I'll get people to come in, oh, I never needed any books. I got everything downloaded to me. I got everything given to me. I was like, I mean, yeah, I got plenty of things downloaded to me as well, but it's not like I still haven't had to study and read books and be able to piece everything together. I mean, it's there's different levels to this awakening, you know what I'm saying? And if you understand, you see, people give our adversaries too much credit, you know what I'm saying? They give like they're really in control of how much information we can and cannot get, you know? And thank you, Dean. I appreciate you. Yeah, we got people running over here trying to get some attention for other channels. You know what I'm saying? We all know who those people are coming from. But you know, the books and everything else are very important because the Most High said that there were certain books that were going to be given to everyone. You know, for the worthy and the unworthy to read, and that the Most High was going to, you know, keep the 70 last, only give those to the people who were going to be, you know, chosen to go down this path here at the end. And you can see the difference right now, you know, because if you're only stuck in the 66 books or the 80 books, like I said, even people say they read 80, they don't really, if you have not delved into Second Ezra chapter 14 and that whole section about other books being coming at the end, then you're really not even dealing with the whole Apocrypha either. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still giving the church their opportunity to push that love doctrine by not actually exposing their history. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to sit there and talk about certain things that they do now, but go into their history. I said you can't push a love doctrine when you look at their horrible history. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. But the Most High uses these other nations to put our information in different places. You see what I'm saying? They don't control like what information goes where. They're not in control of any of that. You see what I'm saying? The Most High tells them, you put this here, you put this there, and then He leads us to that information. That's why it talks about how like the Most High hides a thing, but it's up to the kings to search a matter out. Well, if you don't think any information is in these other books, then you won't search a matter out. And that's what the churches have really worked to do. They've really worked to keep us from looking at any other books. You see what I'm saying? Hide and seek of the Most High. Exactly. The Most High is the one who's been hiding all this information. And He's had them hide it from us for a very long time. They've been busy putting information here, a little bit there. And you know what? That just really shows you the how miraculous the Most High is. You know what? Because there's no way we'd be able to pinpoint all this information without Him. You know what I'm saying? There's no way we would be able to get the information and piece it all together without Him. You see what I'm saying? So that's still like more of a testament to the Most High, because He's hidden all this information into so many different places that without Him it would be impossible for us to actually get this understanding. Now, something I wanted to talk about a little bit, but like I said, the whole thing is, like I said, you're gonna get some deeper levels of information. You know what? Because we found out who we were from a book that everyone has access to. You see what I'm saying? The Bible was like the first step, right? And us finding out who we are, right? So that was the first step, and that was a book that everyone was freely given. And that goes to 2nd Ezra chapter 14. You know what I'm saying? Like 2nd Ezra chapter 14 talks about how those books were given to the worthy and the unworthy, right? For a time. So if we were able to find ourselves in a book that's just been widely disseminated worldwide, then what do you think we're going to be able to find out from the other books? You see what I'm saying? Like that was just the first step, was just finding out who we were in the scriptures, right? And then the Most High then opened up other books. There's a reason why some books are $10,000, $3,000, $15,000, $30,000. These books are this expensive because they have more of our information, and I just think it's just a testimony to like how great of a people that we are, because all of our information, is no way to put it in just one book. You see what I'm saying? There's no way to just put all, to pretty much break us down into one book. And that's all that there is about us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I get you. Like, there's different levels to us as a people. And the more we search, the more we find. We got the Emerald tablets, right? You got Sumerian texts. We got all these other books, these historical books. We got all these books on astrology, astronomy, all these different subject matter. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we are, like I said, we are a very deep people. We ran everything. So therefore, our information is everywhere. And not only that, everyone has taken a piece of our information. So that's something we have to understand, that there could be books for $20, $30 that have great information. You see what I'm saying? Because all this information is ours. Most High downloaded all this information to our ancestors. You see what I'm saying? And would it not make sense that, if the Most High took Enoch up and gave him all this information, we would have information on so many different subjects. You You see what I'm saying? So there's all this other information. So yeah, so we got our base, we got our foundation, with the churches and with the Bible and everything else. But then now people are branched out into many different, subjects, because that's what the kind of a nation that we are. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying anything negative about the brother who made the video or whatever else. I said not at all. I'm just saying that I get what you're saying. Like, as far as you're not going to find all of our information. You're going to find all of our information in one place anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because we are such a deep nation that we're going to have information about us everywhere, not in just one place, everywhere. And that's what they really work so hard to keep us away from. Now, something I'm going to be bringing out, I'm going to have to make a video so I can actually show you the pages. I'm not going to try to do it right now on a live. But the reason for the Inquisition, and what you're going to find out is this. Our people have always been here. Us Israelites have always been here. We've always, been an adversary to the other nations. We've always been an adversary to other religions, right? So when the Catholic Church was trying to establish themselves, we were always going against them, But earlier on, when the church was being established, our people, because it was us, there's only two churches, the Most High's church and the Devil's church. Our people must have been exposing the church. And they pretty much were telling the people what we're telling now, that the Catholic Church and all these harlots are Antichrist, okay? And a lot of these Israelite groups, I'm sure, the Israelite people, were pretty much saying, hey, once this church is taken down, this is the last church. This Catholic Church is the last church. This Catholic Church, is all about the devil. They were talking about how even like the seven hills and all that stuff, like Rome fits all these descriptions of the Bible, of the Antichrist, okay? So our people must have been talking about this and bringing this information out. And it was making the popes very uncomfortable, because they had, like, all over Europe, you had our people, pretty much exposing the churches, okay? So the churches, the popes and the Catholic Church was feeling, like they had a very shaky foundation. And they felt like they were being attacked from all different areas, because I'm sure there's plenty of us Israelites coming out here and bringing all this truth, and they could not attack it. They could not, debunk it or anything else, right? So what did they do? That's why they established the Inquisition. They pretty much set up the Inquisition to go after anyone who was pretty much exposing the Catholic Church. Anyone that would expose who they really were, they were being killed, right? They were being destroyed. And that's what the Inquisition was set up for. Also, Pope Innocent set up the Inquisition for, because there was all these, who else is going to be exposing these churches besides the Israelites? No one, because everyone else has made a covenant with them. So that's why all the other groups were all quiet. So that was what was going on back then. So they set up their Inquisition. They were allowed to take us down, because I'm also reading some myself, I'm going to bring out to you, is talking about how it's called, this book called The Devil's Church. And it was talking about how because we always were taught that we were in this situation because we broke the commandments. But this book goes into the fact that we didn't break the commandments, but we actually just kind of walked away from our commandments with the Most High and made an oath with the other nations. I'm doing some more research on it, and I'll bring it out in a video as soon as I have a little bit more understanding of it myself. But there's so many different places that we can go with this information, because I was like, well, did we really break it? Or because it's like we walked away from it. I know the Most High talks about establishing another covenant with us. Did we break all these commandments? Because we constantly break the rules. We constantly, are breaking the rules the Most High set up. But He still comes back to us, and He, after He punishes us, He reestablishes us. Is that not what's happening right now? Did we break the covenant, or did we walk away from it for a time? Did the Most High, is He, did He punish us for a time and then He calls us back? We'll find out more. I don't know exactly how this is all working out. I said, but the Most High has given us so much more information. He's given us so much more information. We are being redeemed right now. Our Father has redeemed us. And you could tell by, the world wanted it to be like something that everyone's going to see, everyone's going to be aware of. But see, the Most High is redeeming us, on the down low, it seems like, like he's redeeming us here on the down low, where the vast majority of the world is totally unaware of what's going on. They're content having their fun, but you can tell that the fun is really, is really, he's destroying everything. He's destroying everything. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll see J-Rat Israel. And that's it, Alma Miller. They know they can't leave us alone because they know that the Most High has turned his face back to us. So, I'm noticing it, like people being nicer, things kind of working out better for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I sense, more people still being attracted to us, being drawn to us. You know what I'm saying? Before it was more like people were being repelled. But I feel like a difference in my spirit. I feel like more people are trying to attach to us, because I think a lot of people are starting to realize that, well, of course, it's like none of their belief systems, none of the things that they've set up stand up to any scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that they talk about stands up to any scrutiny whatsoever. Like something I'm going to get into and I'm going to bring out as well. Like, okay, when you understand like these holidays that they have, they know that there is power in the way that we worship the Most High. You see what I'm saying? They know that there's power in that. Okay? Now they always try to take our feast days and attribute it to paganism, correct? Okay? I love the fall. I love fall festivals. They changed, we had with Samhain, however you pronounce it. So I kind of said Samhain, but I know it's not the way you pronounce it. But we would have our time of a fall festival, pretty much the marking of the dark time of the year. The year is broken up into two parts: the light part of the year, which is spring and summer, and the dark time, which is fall and winter. And we would have a fall festival around the 31st of October, 1st of November, right? Where we would, I'm sure we would mark, because they said that that's a time when the spirit world and the world we live in now is closer together. And it's where it's easier for us to get into contact with our ancestors and things like that. I totally believe in us, talking and contemplating things with our ancestors. I believe that is something that they have hidden from us. I believe that we did have, our ancestors, communicate with us and they try, they give us direction. That's just a personal belief that I have, okay? Because I don't believe that I'm in a position where I'm in on my own. I know that the Most High, of course, has blessed me, but he's also, there's levels to all of this. I know we're all a culmination of our ancestors. I know when we're born, we have certain feelings, certain ways that we do certain things. And I think a lot of that has to do with our ancestors as well. Our ancestors are a part of us. What was that like? The things our ancestors have gone through, the traumatic things that they've gone through, come down to us from generation to generation, right? Sam Hain, thank you. So if those negative events follow us down from generation to generation, they're part of our DNA, correct? So it would make sense then that we would be able to connect with our ancestors, and also not only get the negative feelings, but also the positive information again. You see what I'm saying? So, but check this out. Okay, this is why I'm going to do more research, because I feel that these other nations know that we have a great connection with our ancestors. We had it before they showed up, right? So at this time of the year, at this fall festival, was when we would communicate more with our ancestors. I'll probably get more downloads. This is my opinion. I'm not saying this is. It's just telling you from what I'm reading, from what I'm studying. You study it out for yourself, okay? But I believe that they saw what we were doing at this time. They saw that we would have these connections at the fall festival, at this particular time of the year when the world was moving from the light part of the year to the dark part of the year, and that the different planes were able to, you were able to communicate more during this time, right? So we were doing that during this time. And of course, everything that they say is, well, that's evil. That everything is evil, evil, evil. That's evil. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that because that's evil. Don't do that because that's devil worship or whatever else, okay? So what do these people do? If they really believe that it was devil worship, wouldn't they just abolish it altogether? It would make sense, right? That they would abolish it altogether. And it would be like, no one's going to do any festivals, any fall festivals at October 31st to November 1st because it's all devil worship, right? That to me would make sense, right? Okay, but what did these people do? They had a holiday of All Saints Day, but their All Saints Day was in May. So a pope in like the 1830s, I'm not sure exactly what his name was, but a pope in the like 1830, so in 835, not 18s, but 835, he moved All Saints Day from May to October 31st. So that's when All Saints Day was established. Now, if you didn't believe that there was any power in this time of the year, why would you move your holiday for praying to your saints? And see, praying to saints, they said, that we would pray to the dead. We're praying to the dead. Well, if you're praying to a saint, you're praying to the dead. You're praying to a dead person to intercede for you. You see what I'm saying? You're praying to saints to intercede for you. You're praying for Mary to intercede for you. You're praying to particular saints to pray for you in order to get you help here in this plane, right? So if you didn't believe in any of this, why would your Pope move All Saints Day from May to that particular day? See, then what could they do? See, they understand the fact that you have a connection, okay? You have a connection with the Most High. They know that they do not have a connection with the Most High. So what would they do? They would try to somehow trick us into praying to their saints at that time. Why? Because they know that there's power in that time. Okay? They know that there must be some kind of a connection between the planes at that time. And they need us to go into these places that have those ley lines that they've now converted to their churches. They need us to go in there and us to pray in order for them to get power. You see what I'm saying? Reroute our frequencies for their benefit. Exactly, Ancient Gardener. Couldn't have said it better myself. Reroute our frequencies for their benefit. Thank you. You see how deep this is. And then now they're telling us now, what are they telling us now? All these people all of a sudden Halloween is evil. People don't want to celebrate Halloween. So, it's the devil's birthday. It's the devil's this. It's the devil that. Why is that? Because now we have broken away from praying to their saints. We have broken away from believing in their churches. So what's the logical next step? We're going to turn back to our ancestors. That's why all of a sudden, it's Halloween's evil. Halloween's the devil. Don't participate. Because now they can't get us to go into their churches, and they can't steal our frequencies. They can't steal our power. Now they knew that Most High was going to turn everything back to us going to him, and they don't want that. So now all of a sudden, what did y'all just find out? Now all of a sudden it's supposedly Halloween's evil? All of a sudden now y'all found that out? Or is the fact that you know that now our frequencies and our energies are now going to be turned back to our power? All that's going to be turned back to our power and us going back to our ancestors. You see what I'm saying? That makes much more sense. That all of a sudden before it was, hey man, we needed you guys all to be out here on Halloween, and everything else. But all of a sudden now that they know that they've lost us, now they don't want us to go back to our power. They all of a sudden now all these holidays are all bad now all of a sudden. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. They just took our faithful holy days and perverted them. Exactly. Another great point, Ancient Gardener. Thank you, sister. So it's like they built spiritual dams. Exactly. So, I mean, I'm going to look because I love the fall. I've always loved the fall. Like I said, it's my favorite time of the year, and I'm going to do more research. And I ask you guys to do the same thing. You guys do some more research on this as well, because I would love to figure out, like, you know, how we should, you know, observe the 31st into the 1st. How was it that we did that before? You see what I'm saying? And of course, you're going to have the same people who are going to be part of that whole Christian church. Oh, that's devil worship. Oh, you're worshiping the devil. You're worshiping this and you're worshiping that. I'm like, you know, actually acknowledging my ancestors, I don't think it's devil worship. You see what I'm saying? Didn't we not do that before? You see what I'm saying? But see, that's what they've done. They made it so you're so scared to look into anything, as if, yes, they perverted things, but what did they always do? They perverted things, but they always wanted us to participate. They've always needed us to participate. You see what I'm saying? Because if it was devil worship, why wouldn't y'all just get rid of it? You never got rid of any of the stuff. All you did was change it to things from your church, and then you would force us to go to your church. You would then force us to go to your churches and pray to their gods in order to empower their gods, to empower their, you know, every nation has their little gods on top of them. So they wanted us to go and give this false worship to their gods. Right, Dina? Exactly. They try to twist everything into, oh, that's brand new. You're bringing something new. No, we are the originals. We are the ones that this was given to in the first place. Right, Queen Mommy? I see that. We are supposed to go to our ancestors' graves and give them wine and fruit and honor them as a people. I totally makes sense to me. You know, Wes says we have been neglecting our ancestors for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? I said they are here for us. You know, I have, you know, my grandmother. I said my family members, you know, that have passed. It's like, you know, they have, you know, they gave me so much wisdom. Does that wisdom just go away? They can't, you know, endow me with more wisdom through the spirit world. You see what I'm saying? Like they put these things in movies. You know, they make it seem like this is things that are foreign. These are things that like other nations do. But hold on, you know. Right, the forgotten book of Adam and Eve. So like I said, I think as a nation, let's all start to do some research on this, because, you know, we got a month before this time, and I want us to take advantage of this. You see what I'm saying? I want us to take advantage of this time for us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Queen Mommy. You know, exactly. And they want to make it sound like that's evil. See, it wasn't evil when they set up All Saints Day. Now you understand why in the Inquisition, they would kill us if we followed. I'm like, what is the big deal with us following our ways? What is the big deal with them forcing us into their churches? Well, now it's starting to make more and more sense. They have to have us go into their churches because they need our prayers. They need our frequencies. So like I said, that's why they never got rid of these practices. All they did was change up the names. I say you don't move your All Saints Day from May to the exact same day that we used to do things and have us doing exactly the same things, but in your churches, unless you know that somehow there's power in those practices. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So there's more to this than just, you know, because they're trying to make us follow a lot of the same practices that they did, but they just call them different things. So yeah, do a little research on your own. You're going to see real fast that they moved All Saints Day from May to October 31st. Why would they do that? What would be, you know, if it was so-called evil, if it was all called pagan, why make us do those same practices? Why make us go to your churches, and why make us pray to your saints? Why make us pray to your dead entities? You did that because you needed us. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's just something to kind of think about. And I think it's something that we all need to start to look at. Like there's other days, like that whole thing with Ruth, you know, and, you know, looking into that because our people were getting killed for doing these things, you know, for fasting, the fast of Ruth, you know. I said all these things that we need to start looking at because we need to start to implement these things for us, for our power. You see what I'm saying? We all got ancestors that are here, willing and able to support us. We all have our angels that are with us. You see what I'm saying? And they've disconnected us from our angels. They've disconnected us from our ancestors. And it's time for us to make those connections once again. You see what I'm saying? Energy vampires is so true. Very true, love abides, exactly right. They switch the energy involved in the holidays from us to them. Even the money, exactly, everything. St. Patrick's Day, our New Year, You know, I said, we need to, as a people, start to pray, you know, for more guidance, ask our ancestors for more guidance, ask them to, you know, help us, and finding our way back to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? They know that there's power in all that. As much as they've tried to make it sound like it's witchcraft, you're still going to see people that look just like us who are going to sit there and use the same stuff. Oh, that's witchcraft. You're practicing witchcraft. You're doing this. You're doing that. Yeah, and you're still teaching the same old weak-ass lessons that you always do. You see what I'm saying? You're still stuck in the 66 books, and you're still letting the Catholic Church and all the harlots lie and ignore their history. And you're still talking about their church fathers as if somehow they have power and they had authority when they never did, you know. And you're working with the beast system and allowing them to, to keep the wool pulled over our eyes by limiting us in knowledge and understanding. So, you know, if that's what you want to believe, you know, feel free. You want to pushing Constantine Christianity. There's many different ways to do it. It's not like they're stuck doing it just one way. But ultimately, it's always going to, all of these different denominations are always going to do the same thing. They're going to limit what you read, they're going to limit what you learn, and they're going to hide the history of their churches. You see what I'm saying? They're going to hide, they're going to let the church hide their history. Because they work for the church, and that is the main thing. When you start to look in their history, you start to realize their actions and what they were doing. Like you said, they were energy vampires, but they want the particular energy of one group of people. You see what I'm saying? A lot of these people who look like us, but they went ahead and made a covenant with the other nations, they lost that power. You see what I'm saying? When you go and you walk away from the covenant, you lose that power that you had. You lose that connection with the Most High. So they don't, just because you have a black church and you got so-called black people going into it, if they've made a covenant with the other nations, then the Most High is not dealing with them. And the Most High can't give them, you know, their power. He can't give them the power. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's important for them to get people who have not made covenants with them to go to their churches and to pray at their churches on these specific ley lines in order for them to get power. You see what I'm saying? I gotta go, family. I'm gonna try to come back on later on if I can. Hey, great seeing you, Sister True Royal. I heard you weren't feeling well. Great to see you here. Pray the Most High is healing you and restoring you. I said, beautiful to see you here. And thank you to everyone who's here. I gotta jump on the freeway. I gotta get home real quick. I had a little bit of time before I gotta do this commute right fast, but I'll pray I can have a chance to come back on later on this evening. If not, be looking for more videos as well. So kind of think about that information that I was sharing right now. See how the Spirit moves you, and do some research. I know if Israel gets on it, you know, the answers will come. Great seeing everyone. Much love. Shalom.